So Henry Ruggs information came out. He was driving 156 miles an hour, .016.
Double.
Jesus.
No, .16. No.
Double the limit. I know it was that. It was that.
So 0.16.
0.16. Was I was walking, by the way. A lot of people started tweeting me, didn't you get a DUI? I was like, no. I was actually walking. All right.
Fucking nuts.
In 2021, man, 156 miles an hour seconds before the crash. He was at 127 miles an hour when the airbags deployed.
I follow
man.
I follow a lot of people from Vegas, and they said seems almost impossible to do that on that road.
Gosh, so sad. Last question here, and you are a college coach, so obviously you're big in the recruiting game and relationships and everything like that with the player, and I think every player would say that they love playing for you. You're a player coach. Whenever you see situations happen, like in Baltimore with the Raven who got shot, the guy who got shot in his leg, I guess it's not life-threatening. And then obviously Henry Ruggs just posted bail, $150,000 bail. He was, I guess his car was at 156 miles an hour just moments before impact and 127 miles an hour whenever the airbags exploded while driving with point. I mean, it's very sad. So how do you avoid those? What do you try to do? How do you get players to, buy into like the real world? Because I was young and very dumb. I mean, I was intoxicated walking the streets of Indianapolis when I got pulled over. And or not pulled over. I was not driving. I got actually surrounded and then, put in the back of a wagon. They had me both hands and ankles, by the way.
Really? They shackled you?
I was not running anywhere. It was freezing cold that night. I guess. It was very cold. I was not going anywhere. They're putting me in the back of a wagon. I know it wasn't as freezing as it was wherever I was. But how do you try, what do you think old Rich Bisaccia is saying to the team? Because they're obviously somebody passed away. A dog passed away as well. So incredibly sad. I assume Ruggs is liked by his teammates. Like that whole situation in Baltimore. How do you try to kind of keep everybody in the same page of hey, there's more to life than the crazy shit. Is that something you've ever thought about? And if that's too deep of a question, I apologize.
No, it's very, very sad, very tragic, because we've all, like you said, we've all made some really, really poor decisions, in our life, and especially, can imagine, 22 years old and you got a bank account full of money and you're this great player and all that stuff is really hard to deal with, so it's education. There's so many lives that are impacted by this. Henry's, he's got a beautiful, beautiful career and life ahead of him and that's probably out the window right now. And
definitely, yeah.
And unfortunately for the person who deceased, that life's over. Her family's impacted, so it's just so damn tragic. And like David Thornton, shout out to him. He does a phenomenal job as the player engagement guy, educating the players. There's so many other ways. You guys talked about it earlier yesterday, the day before when this came out. About you don't have to get behind the wheel anymore.
Yeah.
Especially where that's at. So you educate, you hope you got a bunch of veteran guys around the younger guys because it's a bye week. Both teams were on the bye. So that's all we talked about is being smart. When we have that extra time, you got to be smart. You got to put yourself in really good situations. You can't put yourself in poor situations. And, you hope the veterans grab the young guys. And somebody there says, hey, no, you're not doing this, and I don't know what the circumstances were, if there was anybody, that could have, maybe diffused this whole deal. We don't know all the logistics of what everything went on, but you just talk about it, to your guys over and over and over, and you show them articles and hopefully it's nothing to this magnitude, but you educate your players and it's real.
Life can change. Life can change in an instant, Coach. It's real.
So it's so fragile.
It is. It's so fragile, and that's why I'm so appreciative of every single day and appreciative of every conversation we get to have with you.